Today we are going to be talking about how we can combine 3D fluids with fields in Maya. So I'm going to go into the FX menu. Now the 3D fluid really comes to life when you mix it up with fields here. The native field that we have in Maya, like turbulence, vortex and so on. We have combined these fields with a lot of different things, with N particles, with N cloths. So I hope you guys are pretty familiar with what all of these does. If you don't worry about it. We're still going to see how to combine these. So I'm going to go into the fluid here and 3D container. Let's turn off the grid. Let's bring this up and let's select this and bring this guy down. Right. And for the starter, I'm going to make the base resolution to 30 and that's it for this one. Let's play this. I'm gonna turn on auto resize and go into the content detail. Let's make the density to 1, buoyancy to maybe 1.5, and the dissipation will be 2.25 as well. So there you go. So now we have a basic smoke simulation going on here. Nothing too complicated. And let's add some swirl into this. Alright, there you go, and let's add some maybe turbulence here. Alright, looks good. Also one last thing, let's add some lighting here and let's increase some opacity here to maybe like 0.7. This will be, you can increase the ambient brightness if you want. And in the shading you can make it a density channel. Let's make it a complete black, or let's make it a constant and we'll choose a single color. Let's go for something like this, maybe like a gamma ray or something. Alright, there you go. And if you want, you can hit Alt B to change the background, and that will just give you this black background to get more out of your smoke. Alright, so we have this basic smoke simulation going on. What I'm going to do is select my container here, fluid container, and go to fields, and you can choose anything that you want from your fields here. Anything will work. For example, let's take turbulence. Before that, I'm going to turn off my original turbulence from here. Content details, turbulence, and let's make it 0. So we have no turbulence at all on our smoke. Alright, so if I play this, we are getting this. Alright, this is the swirl, not the turbulence, and I'm going to select this, go to fields, turbulence. So right now the magnitude of the turbulence has been set to 5, which is a pretty low value, but let's see what happens. We are not getting that much of result, so I'm gonna increase the magnitude until I see something. Alright, I think now the value is too much. I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go for 25, and I still think this is too much, but yeah. So let's keep it to 25. I'm gonna select this content properties. Let's make it 40. Alright. Let's play this again. Okay, so there you go. Looks pretty sharp. I'm going to select this. Let's add some more variation into this. Now here I'm going to take some air. I'm going to bring this guy out here and to play this. So now air is basically air. You can use it as a wind or as air or whatever you want. If you want, here are predefined settings, which is wind, wake and fan. We have already covered this in, I think, N-cloth video. We were experimenting this with N-cloth. So I'm going to take the overall magnitude here and increase this. And one more thing to keep in mind, which direction you're pushing the air in. Like for example, the direction here is X, Y and Z. And here, as you can see, we have one value in the Y direction. That means it will be pushed in the Y direction, which is upwards, which is exactly where the smoke is going. So I'm going to keep it to 0, and instead I'm going to choose X direction. So we'll have some kind of difference knowing where the smoke is going. And let's increase this. Alright, there you go. So now you can see we are getting much more different and drastic result. So wind is kind of blowing the whole smoke out, so you can use this to simulate whatever scene you want where the wind is kind of traveling through smoke. So you can use that. I'm going to delete the air. I'm just going to keep the turbulence here. Alright, so the next thing that we can add is the drag, and drag is pretty much drags everything down, which slows everything down. And if I increase the value to something like 100, as you can see, it just explodes. Alright, so now here you'll notice that it's going pretty slow. It's like a slow motion video of ink dropping. So you can use drag for that. I'm going to go into outline, drag, delete. Alright, go back, select this again, and you can use gravity if you want. Newton, it will just act as an attractor, Newton, and increase the value. We don't see much of a difference here. I guess Newton doesn't go that well with the overall 3D container. Let's delete this, and let's take gravity, and let's increase the gravity. Alright, there you go. So the gravity is pushing the smoke down since we have increased more gravity into the scene. And this is how you can use pretty much any field that you want. Totally depends on what kind of scene you're working in. Radial will push everything radial in radial way, in 360 ways. Uniform will send the smoke in one direction, and then we'll have one of my favorite fields, which is Vertex, and Vertex just creates a vortex. So if I play this now, here you'll notice that we are getting some kind of vortex field, not that much. So let's increase the overall value here, and now you will start to see something. Yeah, there you go. Let's increase some more value just so you can see much more drastic result. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to keep this to 150 again, and let's select this. Let's add a bit more in here. Alright, so we have something like this, and let's get into the shading here, and let's take this to this side, and yeah. So we'll have something like this, just a bit more different variation than usual, just to create some more depth into our smoke. And I'm going to make the base resolution here to something of 100, and I'm just going to quickly catch this. Alright, so this is done, and I'm going to quickly play blast this. Oh, it looks pretty neat, looks pretty good. Yeah. So this is how you can pretty much create your smoke simulation, and with ease, and combining different technique with this, combining different field with this will just get you more creative and getting more out of that 3D fluid. Sometimes your scene is not so simple, sometimes you have different things going on in your scene. Sometimes just a teapot, then you have a pretty linear smoke. You can use a simple air or just a simple buoyancy just to push that smoke. And sometimes you just have an open window in your scene and just dust coming in and so on. So you can use your fields to combine it with your smoke, fire, or whatever it is that you're creating to get more out of it. So feel free to play around with these and come up with something interesting and have fun. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.